please. Hold, 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 please.
There we are. Hello, babes. Welcome in. Welcome in. I am BrownGirlBella, your one-stop shop for everything beauty related. We do makeup tutorials here. We do interviews with boss babes in various industries. We go live twice a week. And welcome. If you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do that. And don't forget to tap that notification bell so you're notified each and every time that I upload, post, or go live. For all my babes returning, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so today is part 2 of, I'm trying to get my angles right here. All right, we're going to do it this way. For those of you who didn't come last week, I am doing my Paris and Italy beauty birthday haul and sharing it with you all. Hang on just one sec. Okay, so don't forget to thumbs up this live. because we do need those. All right, so last week I shared with you a little bit about my trip to Italy. No, actually, a little bit about trip to Paris. This week I'm going to be sharing what the things that I did in Paris and Italy. So I bought a few makeup items from Paris and from Italy. So I thought I would share those. Everything that I'm going to call out that's new was bought with my little running around money that they gave me. Before we even got on the trip, he handed me like this little envelope. And on the envelope, he wrote something to the effect of, a little, pocket change for Italy or whatever in Paris. Something to that effect. It was really, really cute. So these are some of the things that I bought from that. And then I'm going to show you what I got from Italy. Now I'm going to do a short on this as well, but for you babes who are coming in, you're going to see that first. So let's begin. I already primed my face with my new sunscreen. I'll be talking about that shortly in a trying new makeup and beauty care. Also coming out this week. So lots of new stuff coming, as well as the Italy vlog. You guys got a lot of stuff to watch. So hopefully you will be viewing those things as well. All right, let's begin with the first thing that I bought in my travel, which is the Christian Dior. Hi, Titi. Welcome in. So first thing I'm going to tell you is this is in 5N. And the reason why I'm going to tell you this is in 5N is because when I purchase their liquid products, I'm usually a 6N, but I tried the 6N in store and it was a little too dark for me. So 5N gave me just what I needed. And I love that. I'm going to put it on. Different about this is you really don't have to powder it down. Of course, I will, but you really don't have to powder it down because it is sweat proof. And what I mean by that is, I get oily in the T-zone. So right here and across my face and down. So those are my oily spots. But with this product, I don't get that. I have not been overly saturated with oils and shines where I would need to powder it down. It works really, really well. All right, this is all blended in, and it's quick too. So for those who are on the go and like really need to have a product that you don't have to fuss with, definitely, I would say go for the Christian Dior because it is fabulous. She's a little expensive, but you really do get what you pay for here because it goes on so nicely. Moving a little closer so you can see. It's like beautiful and doesn't transfer either. So what you put on your face is what is put on the face. No muss, no fuss, just great, great product. All right, so next I'm going to go in and put my concealer on. Now, concealer is not new, but I love it. It's the Ciroc Dewdrop Concealer. Go. And this one has a sponge applicator. I've debuted it on my channel quite a few times. Turn the knob here, and when the product starts to come out, you just start tapping it underneath the eye. Okay, that's enough, and then you just replace the cap, save for another day. So with this, I am going to use another rubber brush. Excuse me, I feel like one of my hairs is on the face, so I just need to tap that off. So this blends in also very, very nicely. And what I love about the Ciroc Dewdrops is that it adds a little brightness to under the eye too. So if you didn't have like a full night's rest, or you, like me, suffer from under eye discoloration, this is perfect because it really does give you a nice brightness under the eye without having to put any kind of corrector on or use tons and tons of concealer. And like I said before, the women in Paris were very mindful of the shades that they put on their face, especially in the morning. They kept their makeup pretty much neutral, and including the lip. And then at night, they would wear like a red lipstick or a tomato red lipstick or something like that to brighten up their face in the evening. Some of them even did, a little bit more eyeshadow. So that's what I'm focused on today, like giving you a Parisian look for nighttime. And the Italian women, the same thing, although for them, the eye makeup, sometimes I saw women with a bolder eye color and a more neutral lip. So since we're going to be talking mostly about Italy this time around, I am going to do an Italian going out look. So the lip is going to be neutral and the face is going to have a little bit more color. So I'm going to put a little bit of that concealer on the lid to act as a primer base for the eye makeup. I have eye primer specifically for eye looks, but I've been loving just using my concealer. It goes on really nicely. It blankets out the eye really softly and allows for me to add my color on without looking too cakey. So the eyeshadow goes on very, very light. Hi, Lou ASMR. Welcome back. And Stitching It Up, Catching Country Life. Welcome in. Yeah, it's going really well. Thank you. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Hey, Sugar. Oh my gosh. I was in Sugar's live. When was that? Friday, Saturday? I think it was Friday. So much fun. I'm so glad she's back and doing her thing over on her channel. Really, really nice. So, hey, Sugar. And Sugar Love is going to be doing something special for me and you, babes. I can't wait to debut it, but I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. I want to wait to announce it when I have it and it's all up, and I'm going to attach like a video montage with it. You guys are going to love it. Love it. All right, so now we have the eyeshadow base on. Let's move on to my eyebrows. And again, this part is nothing new because when I went to Paris and Italy, I didn't see any new brow products that I wanted to try. So it is, oh, there is that. And there's the other one. Okay, now that I have my mirror, I can find all of these little brush hairs. And you guys can see how beautiful, again, this foundation blends so nicely. Yes, you do have to take a break sometimes. Listen, my break came in the form of a real vacation, and I haven't had one of those in a little bit. And now I'm like, okay, bring on. What's next? What's next? So what's next for me, vacation wise, is Costa Rica, which I've been to several times before. You guys know I'm Panamanian, well, part Panamanian, and I've been to Panama and I've been to Costa Rica several times. So I love it there. We're going to a hotel resort that we actually went to before. So I'm excited because that was such a great resort. And I didn't get to tour Costa Rica as much the last time we were there. So I'm definitely going to do that this time around and see a little bit more of like the countryside. Of course, I'm going to blog and take you along for the ride. And I'm also going to get my hair rebraided. I'm just giving it a few weeks to be out before I braid it back up again, because this awkward stage of like gray hair just being solely in the front of my hair, a little bit on the roots as I part it, but it's more concentrated on this front side. So I'm going to braid it up and leave it like that for a bit, changing it up, letting it be out for 2 weeks, and then putting the braids back in because I did see a lot of growth. All of this is new growth in my hair. It's about 3 inches. So that is good. And you need to take it out. You need to let your hair breathe. And what I've been putting on my scalp is the 100% pure Jamaican black castor oil. This has really been working for me. And I also switched off with another oil that has rosemary in it and other herbs to like really strengthen the hair, because my hair, one of the drawbacks, especially now that it's getting colder, is that we suffer from dryness. And especially me, I suffer a lot with dryness. So I really needed to add a lot more moisture to the face and the skin, and as well the scalp, because the scalp is part of your organs as well. So I I love those two oils for that. Just switch off every other day. All right, so first Parisian/Italian product I'm going to share with you is the YSL Make Me Blush. And this is in the boldest color that they have, and I believe it is called, and I put it down in this description box already as well, so you guys can see that. Let me show you what it's called. It is called Berry Bang. So it's called Berry Bang. And let's go back to that and that. Okay, so it's called Berry Bang. It's the boldest color, like I said, that they had in YSL. Hang on, why is this doing this? Hang on. I don't know why my camera wants to act crazy today. Hold, please. Camera's acting a little funky. Hang on. Let's see. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, please. Let me just. Here we go. All right. Now we're cooking with gas. Here we go. Back to business. Sorry about the delay. Like my headband, I think I'm going to give my hair a rest with just wearing two-side cornrows, headband, and wear a pinned flower, making a new signature look. I love that. All right, so here is the Berry Blast. And because I'm going to be wearing two different blush colors today, I wanted to share this one first. And let me see what brush. Use a synthetic brush to just brush that in. And as you can see, this is a bold color. Goes on very pigmented. And it gives you like a subtle hint of glow too. I don't know if you see it on here, but I love like the glow that it gives you. Yeah, I need to give my hair a break and let it out for a little while. Really condition it because it's been very, very dry and brittle lately. So I just want to make sure that I retain the length because, you know, I have good length and I want to maintain it, especially now because I'm thinking about cutting it a little bit to like short bob. So my hair right now, if you stretch it out, it's about here, which is less than it was before, but I really like this. Oh, what I'm using, Ray Sunshine, is the YSL Color Me Blush. Love it. It's in Berry Blast. And this is what you get from 2 dots. Very pigmented. You don't need a whole lot here. And you know I love blush, but you need to use like a lighter hand. The other thing that I had in my collection, but it is French, so we're going to use it today, is the Guerlain Terracotta Bronzer. Babes, I searched high and low for this color because they don't make it in this color any longer. I don't know why, but this is fonts number 7. And if this goes, I don't even have a backup for it. It's a beautiful bronzer that goes on really, really nicely and builds up quickly. So again, I use a light hand for this as to not let it get too carried away. What's left, I'll put it underneath the chin. Carve that out because we've been eating cakes and cookies and chocolate, and we'll start to get our full face back. So we need to tone down the sweets eating and get back to our routine. So babes, I have the next few weeks to kind of get back into my fighting weight. I've got about 15 more pounds to go to get to my goal weight. And I want to get there before I go to Costa Rica because, just put some down the sides of my nose, contour just a little bit for what's left over. I know I'm going to be eating a lot of Spanish food in Costa Rica, beans and rice and chicken and plantains. And so I want to be at my fighting weight before going in so that anything that I eat and drink is just, going to burn off because I've reestablished my metabolism. So that's important, especially as we get, to these season ages. Blow out the cigarette for the seasoned girls. In this season of seasoned women, you have to be more careful because the bounce back just ain't bouncing back as quick as it used to. It is not. It is definitely giving me slow down bounce back. So I really need to be mindful of what I eat. And if I do cheat a little bit, like on Tuesday, it's Faye's birthday. So of course, we're gonna go out to dinner and I'm going to be eating. So I really wanna kind of get back into my workout routine because I've been slacking since I've been home. So that when these moments pop up, I'm not feeling guilty about eating. So, okay, here is the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. You guys remember this from last year. So this is not a Parisian or Italian eyeshadow palette, but it is a beaut for this time of year. It's a very fall-like palette, in my opinion. And so I'm going to grab a brush that I don't usually use. This is the Llano series by Beautylish, and they did like this series of calligraphy pens, brushes that look like pencils, calligraphy pencils. And I love this because it goes on so light. It's made with squirrel hair, blue squirrel hair, and it is so light to the touch. It makes working in this crease like a dream. Isn't that pretty? I love the way this functions. Rephr has a collection that they just started with these calligraphy type of brushes. So that made me kind of pull out this one and try it out because I've had this here for the better part of 2 years That's a dog barking, but it's not. It's not ours. It's not Jimmy. So pretty. So I was like, before I jump in and buy a rougher brush, let me use the ones that I have and see if I need any other ones. Which, although they're pretty and they, I believe, cost less than what I paid for these, I am more so interested in the face brush that they have. It's a beautiful, beautiful handle. I bought this one last time they did this with the Sakaho goat, and the new one is a mixture of this Sakaho goat and a squirrel hair. And I love the cherry blossoms on the handle. And the other one is a little bigger, but the handle is beautiful. I forget what design they have it with that one. But like this is a matte black. I believe the other one is like a shinier matte color. Beautiful. So I can't wait to get my hands on that and share that with you all. All right, so on to the next color, and I think I'm going to deepen it up with, so this first one that I used was Acacia, let's see, Acacia, Acacia. Okay, next we're going to use this one, which is called Calthea, and this is a deep green color. And with another brush, this is the Pat McGrath, so this is synthetic. We're going to deepen up the crease, concentrating on the back half, and then bringing it in slightly. Love, love, love this color. Look how beautiful that is, babes. I said, you can go no wrong with this palette. It is on the 𝕊𝕦𝕢𝕟 site, so it's still available if you want to purchase it. Hang on a second. Get this eye right, because my left eye is always a little bit more challenging than the right in terms of making it look symmetrical. So I need my hand mirror for this part. Yeah, YouTube, Sugar Love, you trying to eat better? That's my ministry. Trying to eat better, trying to exercise more, trying to reduce stress, because that also can inhibit your metabolism and your ability to lose weight. Wipe off in the chat or tell me yes, you can hear me. You can't hear me. I'll go out and come back in. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why that is. Let's stop the camera. Okay, it's better? Okay. Okay, good. Phew, because I didn't know what to do on my end because the mic says that it's on. So I don't know why. All right, so getting back to my trip, specifically to Italy. So it was planned to do 4 days, 5 days, 4 nights in Italy. And then, 4 days, 5 nights in Paris, and then move on to Italy. Halfway through my trip to Paris, my legs started really acting up, being swollen, hard to walk on. So there was one day that we didn't do a whole lot until the end of the day when my foot swelling went down, that we went out and did like sightseeing a little bit and went out to dinner. So I couldn't really walk, and they got nervous and was like, okay, let's shorten the walking because we were supposed to do, when we got there, we were supposed to do Venice and then try to get over to Florence, and we were going to do Milan. So we were going to do 3 additional cities in addition to Rome. And what we ended up doing was just staying in Rome the whole time. So that was a little bit of a bummer. Here, I'm going to turn this way so that you don't see like the grapes and stuff. So that was a little bit of a bummer because I really wanted to see those cities, and Venice in particular, because they keep saying that Venice is going underwater. So I want the chance to see it before it goes underwater. And I wasn't able to do that because of the foot. And then when we got there, the foot was better, but then they got a cold and subsequently gave me the cold. And so we really weren't going anywhere. Like, we were going to try to eke out Florence to go shopping and see the sights. No, we didn't. But what we did end up doing is we did go to the beach in Rome. Oh, good. You can hear me now? Perfect. Just putting my Lancome eye mascara primer on. I'm giving the L'Oreal one a little bit of a break because it's just not giving me what it used to in terms of coating each lash with primer and making it a little bit more prominent that it's on there. So I switched back to the Lancome, one of my beauty birthday gifts that I chose when I checked out of Ulta online. Babes, don't sleep on Ulta, especially the online version, because depending on what you buy, you get a lot of like little freebies. So I got this, I got that YSL pocket mirror. Question, does anyone live in Venice before it goes underwater, or is it a ghost town? I don't know because I didn't go there, but from what I gather, people still live there. So I don't know what is going to happen when it starts to go down. I suspect everyone will leave and go to a town closest to Venice, like maybe Florence or somewhere near. But it's going. I don't know when it's scheduled to go underwater, but from all accounts that I'm hearing, it is, pretty much going underwater. Also, some people in my last live said that Venice wasn't that exciting. So that was interesting to hear and find out that people were saying that it wasn't that exciting. I'm going to go in with my Natasha Denona Macro Tech Eye Crayon. And I'm going to line underneath. Before I put my lower mascara on and primer, just want to pop a little bit of this deep forest green underneath the eye. So we didn't go there, and I didn't get to do my shopping in Florence like I wanted to, because I hear the mall there is fabulous, and it gives you a lot of options, like all of the big names like Prada, Gucci, were all at this shopping center, this outlet. So I really wanted to see it, but alas, we were both like down for the count on the day that we were supposed to do it. So we just stayed in Rome. I got to see a lot of Rome. So I don't think I would go back to Rome, although it was nice. I want to concentrate when I go back on the other cities that I didn't get to see, like Florence, like Milan, which I also heard wasn't a whole lot to do in Milan, but it is in close proximity to Lake Como, which is where I wanted to go see as well. So I kind of want to go to Milan and see those sites. All right, so for underneath the eye, I think I'm going to use a gold shimmer. So we're going to use Kumdrabi, this one. That's next to the green that we used in the crease to deepen up the crease. We're going to put that. Oh yeah, that's perfect. We're going to put that across the eye. Very lightly, because I want to make sure it's acting more as a copper shade and doesn't diminish the work that we did already. Isn't that cute? All right, so for Rome, we saw the Colosseum, we saw the Vatican, St. Peter's Church, where the Vatican does his Sunday service. And I was going to get up and go to the Sunday service, but I felt so lazy. So we didn't get to go to that. But again, that's something that, Rome will always be there. So I can always go back at another time and add that to my itinerary of Rome. But what I was surprised about was when we went to the beach was beautiful. It was cold because it's off season to go to the beach. And they wanted to do like this dinner on the beach and, romantic and whatnot. And we ended up doing a restaurant off the beach, but nearby so we can see the water. But it was so beautiful. Like that sand was amazing, so beautiful. And funny story is that my daughter used to love the beach. She loved the beach. So, I used to take her to the beach a lot when she was younger. Hang on a second. I'm trying to find my, it's over here. Okay. Never mind, I had moved the mascara. She loved it at the beach. And so that was a great call of Bay to go to the beach because I wasn't even thinking about it. Truthfully, I didn't even know that Rome had a beach. So that was great that we went and walked along the black sand, although he had to convince me to do so. And I was like, I got my cute sandals on. I don't want to get them messed up. You know how we are, babes. We're so vain. Like, I didn't want to mess up my shoes, but I can tell he really wanted to go and walk on the sand. So I bit the bullet. We walked on the sand. I'm glad we did because I picked up 2 seashells in memory of my daughter and this beautiful, beautiful stone that was on the beach. So, so pretty. And so I put those on the shrine that we made for her that carries her ashes and, everything that she loved. And added that to the mix. Yes, darling. Yes. You see it coming together. I love it. Makeup is truly my therapy. How's the G baby? Okay, so I put in a call because I was wondering how they fared with that storm, if they got any like heavy rains or was the power knocked out or anything. And I hadn't heard back from his mom. So I'm gonna check and see what's going on. But I did get him a present from Paris, and from Rome I got him a little hoodie for this fall/winter season. Because depending on where you are in the world, it can be chilly or it can be like it is here today, 70 degrees. And this weather just keeps flip flopping. Don't know what it's gonna do. So I don't even know how the winter is gonna behave because one minute it's freezing here, the next minute it's warm and sunny. So we're gonna all catch our death of colds because we don't know what to wear for each day today. So this is my whole please merch shout out. Hey James Money, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Don't forget to thumbs up this live. And if you can, share it out to your friends and your foes and to all you knows. And let them know Brown Girl Bella is in the house, honey. Yeah, she's in here giving y'all the makeup tips. Yes, thank you, Sugar, for those prayers. I'm going to reach out again and see what's going on. But yeah, I got a few things for the G baby. And Christmas is coming up, and I did want to spend a couple of days in Atlanta with them because I took him last time to see Black Santa, and he enjoyed that so much. And the time got away from me last year, so I wasn't able to take him back, but I'm going to take him this year. So here is the blush from Chanel that I got in Paris. I'm going to use that new rubber brush that I showed you all with the handle with the cherry blossoms. And this also is very pigmented. So we're going to just grab a little bit on the brush and we're going to pop it onto the cheeks. I'm going to bring it up to have like a blush tour. I saw someone doing this and it is a trend to try. So if you're interested, definitely check out my trends to try videos because these trends are coming in fast and furious, and there's a few that I want to try. So I'm going to be posting up a new one this week. Lots of stuff. This is iPhone stuff. So I updated to the 18, and now it keeps telling me that my audio is going to my phone because my phone is up here, but I'm using the audio from my computer as well as the video from the computer. So let me know if you are having trouble seeing me or if it's coming in blurry, because last week's was a little blurry and I thought it was a YouTube glitch, but it might be a computer glitch. So let me know if it looks distorted in any way, because then that means I need to invest in a camera for the computer. All right, we're going to put another dose of the Surratt Dewdrop concealer on because we had a bit of fallout underneath the eye, and although I did brush it away, I feel like there still might be a little something still on my under eye. We're just going to pat more of this concealer in to smooth that out and make the wing a little sharper. I love that. All right, that's good. Under eyes are nice and bright now. We love it. We love it. All right, so here's the thing about Italy. So for Paris, when I said bonjour or buonasera or au revoir, they always responded back to me. In Italy, not so much. So I don't know what's up with these Italians, but you're a little rude, in my opinion. They're a little rude. And, maybe it's germane to just Rome, but I didn't like it. Like, we went into the Sephora in Italy, and this lady, came over to me, who was a Sephora worker, and she was like, let me help you. Let me give you a basket. Let me do da da da. And so I was like, oh, okay, great. And she's like, what are you looking for? And I'm like, well, I'm not really looking for anything in particular. I just wanted to shop around and see what you have. And if anything catches my attention, then I'll put it in the basket. And so she walked with me for a while, and she was like, what about skincare? Like, what is your skin type? And so I told her it's a combination or whatever. And she walks me over to the Sicily aisle, which I didn't know they had Sicily in the Roman stores or even in the Paris Sephora that I went to. So that was a interesting find that they had they had Sicily there, because that's not usually a brand that I see in a Sephora store or even online. So I don't know if it's new to Sephora and just launching in Europe, or is it going to be worldwide? I don't know. But anyway, Sicily is a very expensive skincare line. They do have some makeup, but she walked me over to the skincare aisle and started telling me about, this is new, and the moisturizer was very, beautiful. It goes on very softly, and like all the attributes of the moisturizer. And I wasn't really interested, so I was like, yeah, no thanks. I'm not really interested. And she kind of like huffed off, like pushed the basket toward me and huffed off. And I want to say like that was rude of her. But then again, I did when we were over at the perfume aisle, I was telling her that I love the new Chanel No. 5 packaging and I wanted to know if they still had it. And she showed me the Chanel No. 5, but it wasn't in that new packaging. And she was swearing up and down that it was. And so she called her other colleague over and asked her if this was the new packaging instead of like trying to open it up and see if it was new packaging. So the lady told her, no, it's the original packaging. They ran out of the old packaging. And so I think she was embarrassed by that. And then right after that, she showed me the Sicily, and I was like, no, I'm not interested in the Sicily. So I think that kind of started the attitude of her was the Chanel thing. But I'm like, hey, you're in a service organization. It's your duty to like service the customers. So why are you getting a temper tantrum with me? Like, I didn't like that at all. But I'm using the Smashbox Artist Pencil, and this is in Endless Cacao to line my lips for my lip concoction. So I found that very, very rude. But the tour guides that we had, very, very nice. We walked on these cobblestones that they believe Jesus walked on. And so, we took pictures of it and we took pictures on it. So that will be hopefully in my reel. This is a very cool tone brown, which I wanted to use because the gloss that I'm going to use has like an orange and it also has like a little flip to it. So pretty. This is by Armani. Still keeping with our Italy theme. Goes on so smooth. I love the doe foot applicator because you can place this just where you want it. Another thing I was surprised about is that a lot of the stores that I went into, like Dior, like Gucci, they didn't have a beauty department or a place to buy their beauty products, but they did have their perfumes. And I'm not too keen on the Dior perfumes. Say from Miss Dior, I do like Miss Dior. And I have no Gucci perfume at all. So I wasn't really interested in the perfume, but it still was a surprise to me to not see it there. So if you wanted like makeup or lipstick or whatever, you had to go into the Sephora. And the Sephora that I went into also didn't take my points, didn't provide me with a birthday gift, which is why I had to order it when I got back because I had to order it before the 30th of September. So I just made the cutoff when I placed my order. So I had to do that once I got back because they only accept the Parisian or the Italian version of Sephora bonus points. And they didn't give me the VAT tax, which I was owed because I did purchase more than $100 worth of product in Sephora. So they should have given me the VAT tax, but again, they did not. And I actually didn't ask for it either, but that's because I thought that they would automatically tell me if it was, and they did not. So I missed out on getting the tax back from Italy. And I don't know if you can do that while you're home, but I was really bummed that I didn't get a chance to get the VAT tax for that. But that's good money. I got back between what I bought in Italy and what I bought in Paris using Bay's money. I got back $1,100. $111 is what I got back from the VAT tax. And so it goes on to my credit card because that's where I told them to put it. So, wait a minute, James Money, did you change your name to James Money 616? Oh no, it's still 615. Ray of Sunshine, you put 616. It should be 615. Because I was like, wait a minute, did he change his number on YouTube? Change his handle? But he didn't. All right, so this is the finished look. Like I said, I love the way this turned out. A little bit of green pop in there. The lip is neutral, very much in keeping to what the Italian women were doing and how they wore their makeup for daytime and nighttime. A lot of them used bold colors on their eyes and a neutral color on their lips, or a bold color on their lips and neutral eyes, which harkens back to the Parisian version and how they wore their makeup. What else can I tell you? I don't want to tell you too much because we are going to be doing a live stream this Thursday for Bella After Dark, where we'll go into more about Rome and what I saw, what I did, what I ate. But I did want to leave you with a couple of tidbits too in regards to like the people, the culture, and all of that. Definitely go and try out a mobile tour. We did a tour on a large size golf cart. It was so nice. And the people that we did the tour with, he first of all, he was Roman, purebred, born in Rome. And they say Roma, not Rome, when you get to Italy. So everything that I saw with regards to like souvenirs or whatever, most of it says Roma, not Rome. So that was interesting. And then like our tour guide who was Roman, he loves clearly his country, so much so that he put a little Roman slant on everything that we did. So in Rome we did da 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 da, or this is how we do it now, which I found like really cute and funny. And then we went to this other tour, which was part of our mobile tour, and the Vatican owns a large percentage of that museum that we saw. It's not really a museum. It's like part church, part museum. But she took over once we got into the Vatican portion of it. And hold on a second. I'm not trying to use the camera or the phone. but it keeps popping up that it's available for use. Okay. How about now? You hear me now? Oh my goodness. So let me start from the beginning. When we got to the Vatican owned portion of the tombs and everything that's down in the sublevel, she took over and there were these little tombs that they had. And I was like, is this for children? She's like, no, I will show you one for the children in a moment. But these were adults that were buried here. They've since been dug out and placed somewhere else to rest. But she was explaining that they took the Egyptians and basically folded them. So think of me as an Egyptian. If I was standing straight up, they would bend them so that their head is to their knees and their legs are tucked under. So they were folded into these tombs. Strange and morbid and weird, but accurate and true, because these things were so small, no human could like rest in peace there. I would hate it to have been in that time and had to be folded over and put into this tomb, for lack of a better word, for all eternity, because it was just horrendous. Also, because it was underground and because of the stench that these people had, because back then they didn't have like the embalming technique. They had some of it, but they didn't have like what we have today. So the bodies, would decay and give off a stench and all of that. So when people were to visit them, they would visit at night using a lantern, and they built into the tombs like places to hang their lanterns so that they can pray with those who had passed on, give them tokens for the afterlife. So you see a lot of those tombs that also have like little bowls that they brought with like water and little trinkets that they brought to keep them better into the afterlife. Again, really strange. And when you go to see it, there are some that have nothing because they, again, moved it over to another place. But the saint that the church was named for, he was actually buried there as well. But they took his body and they moved it to the Vatican, which is why the Vatican owns it. So that was interesting to note as well, that although this church is named for him, he's not actually buried here any longer. What else can I tell you about it? Lots of like twists and turns. It's like a maze. So remarkable how they were able to navigate through those things, because had I gone on my own, I would be lost in those catacombs, because it is really strange. Like, where there's an opening, you wouldn't think there's an opening and a passage to go through, but there is. And so luckily we had our guide to like walk us through and guide us through the places, because if we were left on our own, I'd still be walking around in that thing. So that's how cavernous and maze like it is. The other thing that I found very, very strange again was how much Egyptian influence was in both the Paris versions of like museums and places to visit, as well as in this place in Rome. A lot of Egyptian influence, although the two of them were like Hatfield and McCoys, they did not get along. They're even buried in different sections, and even shown in different sections when they laid out the museum. It's all in different sections. Like, you have your Egyptian section, and then you have your Christian Catholic section. But they did not merge together at all. So that was interesting that they kept them so separated. And then the other thing that I found strange, again, is those tours, because like, we were in this elongated golf cart, and you can take it around the city. So he can drive on normal roads. In Paris, they mostly used bicycles, or very few wore motorcycles. So it was either a bicycle, they're walking, or they're on like a bus or something like that, or they take the metro, the train. Conversely, in Italy, I found more people driving, more people using their motorcycles, and in both places, their cars were very compact, because there's not a lot of space for parking, especially on the street level. So your car has to be really small so that it can fit into these tight spaces, as well as fit into the side streets, which are also small. The Italy side streets were not as small as the Parisian side streets. So that was a difference that I noticed right away as well. But both of them were very, very enjoyable. Like I said, I love the people in Paris just a little bit more than Italy, save for like my tour guides and stuff like that, which were very, very friendly. But I found that overall, it was the Parisians that were not very, the Italians that were not very friendly. The Parisians were absolutely friendly and absolutely lovely. I forgot to put on my Givenchy Prism Lead powder. So let's do that now. I said I was done, but then I noticed that I didn't put this on. And like I said before, you really do not need to powder with this, because as you can see, I've been talking for a while and nothing has broken out. But I do want to powder underneath my eye. And again, I'm concentrating on just getting it in right here. And then when I'm done, I will blend it underneath the eye. So again, that adds to the brightness, but also makes it seamless underneath the eye. Love, love, love. And I'm using the more pinkish version of the powder for underneath the eye, because I found that using that one or the yellowish version really helps brighten underneath my eyes, which I'm starting to really, really love. Especially now that we're in our season of seasoning. We like to make sure that our makeup agrees and follows through in the program. And then I'm going to take my 𝕊𝕦𝕢𝕣 Year of the Tiger collaboration with Beautylish. And my grandson was born under the year of the tiger. So shout out to my G baby. I'm going to use this powder and this brush to circulate all over the face. I love this powder. It looks, when you take pictures, like your face is already in like a filter because it is so soft and finely milled. And you can probably see when I pick up the powder that, you know, some of it like pops off into the air because this powder is very light and airy. And when you have a finely milled product like this, it's hard to pick up everything because the bristles are soft, the powder is soft, so kind of cancels each other out. But I love to put this on, and especially this color, because if I make my cheeks bold and I want to tone it down a little bit, like such, this is the perfect one to like tone down. So now that we've toned it down, I'm going to add a little bit more of the Chanel blush just because I feel like some of it has gone away with the powder. Where is it? Hang on, it might be behind me. Oh, here it is. Got it. So we're going to put a little bit more of this, and it's called, I believe, Rouge Profond. Grenade Profond. Grenade Profond. Beautiful. Babes, if you're looking to try a trend that is really beautiful for the fall, try to get like a red or a deep berry like this. So pretty on the skin, especially for brown skin women and dark skin women and light skin women, all women of color. Beautiful. Goes on so beautiful. And I love that you can control the shade. So I start with a light tap in the pan and then I blend it. So it's there, but it's not as pronounced as it once was because of the powder. I love that. And then let's finish with a little bit of LYS Natural Skin Finish. This is it's called Skin Loyalty. And again, I love to use this as my finishing step because it is so lightweight, goes on really, really smooth. It melts the makeup and the powder so that everything just is seamless when it is on your skin. It blends so lovely. I really, really love it. TT says, I love the shade on you. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I feel like there's like a little brightness right here. Let me try to tone that down. I don't know why it looks on camera that it is like a white space because it's not in person. But maybe the camera is picking it up. It's blended in, so I don't know why it's popping through like that. It's a little better. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe I'll buff it in with what's left of foundation underneath here. Okay, that's starting to look a little better. I don't know why it looks like that. Like I said, it definitely doesn't look like that off camera. So I'm probably gonna have to take a picture when I do the after sips and show you all. I also got to see while I was in Rome the hotel that Emily in Paris stayed in when she went to Rome. Same hotel. Bay apparently like looked it up because he was going to use that hotel. Because also while we were there, I gotta stand up. Also, while we were there, we watched Emily in Paris while we were in Paris. So he watched like the second half of this latest season with me. And I think he was kind of feeling it. I think he was kind of feeling it because, he noticed the hotel and he was like, this is a hotel that Emily stayed at. I was like, wow, you knew more than me because I didn't even equate that when I saw it, but it is a beautiful hotel. It's located on a side of a street in the corner, which also led me to kind of pass it by because I was like, nonchalantly walking. And here he goes mentioning it. I'm like, oh, now, let's take a picture. Let's see. But he had already taken a picture. So we were good on that. So that was a surprise to see that hotel. And what else? The pizza is fantastic there. They don't use a lot of sauce like we do in America. And they also do not serve like pasta with anything. Like, here we have pasta with shrimp in it, we have pasta with meatballs, all that good stuff. In Italy, they do not serve it together. You get a pasta dish, which is pasta with a little sauce, whatever kind of sauce goes with that particular pasta. And then you get your meat dish. And then you can order like cheese or something else, and then your dessert. So that's mostly how the restaurants functioned. Like I said, when we went to the places that had a course meal, the cheese was always the last course before we got to the desserts. That was really fascinating to see that both Italy and France had that same kind of pattern to have the fish away from the dish, and for the pasta to be its own separate thing. And don't ask them for spaghetti with meatballs because they will give you the look of death like they gave my man when he asked for it. He was like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that here. And then same for the pizza. There's some pizzas, like I ordered a pizza with Italian sausage, and they sent us a pizza that had cheese on it and sausage and no sauce, nothing. And so they called the waiter over and asked them, well, where's the tomato sauce? Like, you don't serve it with tomato sauce? Is it like white pizza? And he's like, yes, when you order something, if it doesn't say it has tomato sauce on it, assume it's going to come out like a white pizza. Who'd have thunk it? But it was good. That pizza was so freaking good. And I don't think I took a picture of it to remember it for next time. But it's in Rome and it's on a side street, which is what everybody was telling us to go eat at, is a side street that's off from whatever attraction you were going to. So for instance, when we went to see like the Colosseum and all of that, when we got off the golf cart tour, we started just walking around and we found this place and it was delicious. So good. So that was a welcome treat. Also in Paris, we had some gelato, and I had a milk chocolate gelato. Oh my God.
That gelato was so good and so rich and creamy. You really felt like you were eating a milk chocolate candy bar. That's how beautiful it like melted in your mouth. And then I wanted to compare it with the gelato that we had in Italy. So when we went to Italy, we had gelato. And the first one that I had was a dark chocolate. And that was good, but I like the milk chocolate in Paris way, way better. And then the second time we went for gelato, I had a chocolate hazelnut gelato. My stars, that beat out the Parisian gelato, which was also milk chocolate. Baby, that milk chocolate mixed in with that hazelnut, so good, so good. And in Paris, they topped it, the gelato, with a macaron. And in Italy, they topped it off with like an Italian, like biscuit or wafer. Also very, very good. So those were the differences between the gelato. But I have to say, you definitely, if you're going to visit Paris, definitely go to Tutti Frutti, I think that's the name of it, for their gelato. Mwah! Chef's kiss. Get the milk chocolate and thank me later. And if you're going to Italy, off the side of where the fountain is, the great fountain, and it's also where the Spanish steps are, all of that, off to the side, they have a gelato store. OMG. That milk chocolate hazelnut, oof, so good, so good. I wish they would deliver it. That's how much I loved it. I wish I could order it and they could deliver it here to us because it was fantastic. There are gelato stores in Connecticut. There's 2 that I saw. So I'm going to try one of them out for Bay's birthday and see if that is as good as what I had in France and Italy. My suggestion is go to the one in France and Italy because that's going to be primo stuff. But who knows? Maybe, they can recreate it here. We have a lot of Italians here. We have a lot of French people here. So perhaps they can do it. But I do know Italy got that gelato heat for you. Italy got that gelato heat for sure. For sure. So that is it, babes. I wanted to leave you with something that I got from the restaurant that we went to in the Eiffel Tower for my birthday. They gave me 2 of these in the bag underneath my chocolate dessert. So it wasn't until I ate the dessert days later that I discovered that they had this for me. But this is a depiction of the Eiffel Tower, and it was done by Frédéric Anton, and they have it in both French and English. I'm going to read you the English version because we're not there. He says, I am inspired by the Eiffel Tower's complexity. It is a magical place, which is both raw and precious. My food must reflect that. It must be the culinary expression of the tower's perfect combination of strength and femininity, of the beautiful and the delicious. So I got this, which is a recreation of part of the Eiffel Tower in dark chocolate. So they gave me 2 of these. I've already eaten one and they finished the other half that I didn't finish of this. So this is the last one that I have. I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator because I'm going to save it for a rainy day. I know I can't keep it forever, but I'm going to save it. Maybe I'll eat it on Tuesday for Bay's birthday, or maybe I'll save it for watching the voting on November 5th. If you've registered to vote, please go out and vote. Each one bring 4 or more to the polls. There's strength in numbers. Let's go. Let's get this done for Team Blue. I love everyone that they have lined up. I've already read about the candidates local to where I live, so I invite you to do that as well. Look who's running in your district and get familiar with their policies, what they're trying to implement, what they've implemented already if they are an incumbent, and let's get out and vote. Let's get out and vote. All right, babes, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, you have now been Bellafied. If you're on Instagram, stay tuned because Instagram Live will be right after this. And I will share with you this finished look in more of a natural light so you can see. All right, bye, babes.